I loved residency in medical school because I felt like I was learning all the time. And once you're in the grind of everyday life, juggling your home, your family, your work, everything's focused on that. It almost felt like survival mode. There wasn't a lot of room for creative learning and just being curious.
But then that injury allowed you to have that time period to be able to explore those interests while also dealing with past trauma to take the next step.
Yes. I had to go out and explore this whole unknown world, which was scary. Physicians were used to being in control, knowing. Mm-hmm. And so I explored all sorts of different things. I did a 2-year energy medicine course, which did a lot of the mind-body stuff as well as energy work. And from there, I have not stopped exploring different ways of addressing health on a truly holistic level. One of the biggest things I find is people tend to be in those individual silos thinking that they have all the answers, and not one of them has all the answers. And so my work is trying to bridge all of these worlds and help people understand you have to look at all of these elements. And that's something we're absolutely not trained to do in medical school or residency.
Almost feels like it's something that's frowned on in medical school or residency.
Yeah, it's considered very woo-woo. And I like to think what I do is I'm very science-based, and yet I also have experienced a lot of other ways of approaching health. I see them work. I understand how they work. And so I try to bridge them while taking the woo out of things. Very practical. It has to be very practical and applicable and something that people can actually feel empowered with in using. This whole idea of, just change your thoughts. Everything will magically disappear. Everything will be just fine. Or just take this medication. Everything will be fine. It happens sometimes, but more often than not, it doesn't. In my experiences, people then walk away thinking they're the ones that are deficient. They're the ones that have somehow failed because it didn't work for them. Mm-hmm. And it's because we're all different, we're all unique, and we're really complex.
Yeah.
Human beings are very complicated. And the answer is more often than not so simple.
In your bio, we talked about how you help women by understanding their soul's blueprint.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit more about that. How do you get an understanding of one's blueprint?
Mm-hmm. Well, to me, there's actually multiple levels of your soul's blueprint. Your DNA is one. Your DNA is one of those blueprints that you come in with in this lifetime. It's what you're born with. But there's also a spiritual blueprint. What do you come in for on a spiritual level? I do believe that we all come in with a purpose on a spiritual level. There's a blueprint that you created to help you in that spiritual growth, whatever you chose for this lifetime. That sounds really abstract and very woo and hard for people to wrap their heads around. So in my wanderings, I've tried all sorts of different ways. And for me, I have found that 2 approaches really help answer these questions in a very practical and empowering way.
For us, by us, and just for us, this is Hope for Med.